So let me get this straight. You guys are mad about a GPU that you wouldn't even buy. Does that even make sense? So guys, I've been sitting here with this 5060 now all day today. I took off the day, I sat here all day. I've been playing with this. I've been playing a lot of games. The one game that I did try to fully max out, Cyberpunk 2077, I basically just let it, pick whatever settings it was going to. And yeah, it did kind of struggle on that 5060 when you turn everything on. But if I was to go in there and dial in the settings and stuff like I've been doing with every other game, I have found that every single thing I've thrown at this, aside from that, has played just well. And when I tried to play Doom: The Dark Ages at 4K, it literally shut down the whole PC. So it's been an interesting experience. To be completely honest with you guys, the 8GB buffer for 1080p has been more than fine, more than sufficient. Being able to set the settings and stuff, picking reasonable settings for games, usually in the high range or something like that, has been more than sufficient. I mean, I'm pushing utilizing frame generation and all of that stuff. We're getting up to like 300 frames on some of these games, and these are mind you, these are the games that I play, not the games that everybody thinks that they should be like maxed out. And so if I can get experiences that legitimately blow me away, like 200 plus frames on the Division 2 without even using upscaling, that's incredible. That is simply incredible that this GPU can still deliver a solid 1080p experience. Mind you, this is, a new generation. We have new technologies. We have the multi-frame generation. We have DLSS 4. We have, better rendition of reflex. All of these things, in conjunction with G-Sync or FreeSync or whatever, you have all of the tools necessary to be able to utilize all of these options. I mean, were you guys this against FreeSync and G-Sync when those technologies came out and legitimately smoothed out your game? I mean, that basically, is trickery. So what we're dealing with is an illusion, obviously. I remember making a video and kind of freaking out about AI and all of this stuff back when Alex Battaglia did an interview with that Brian Castellanos guy or whatever from Nvidia, and he was talking about like, oh man, it's better than 4K and everything's fake and fake frames and all of this kind of stuff, and even had the guy from Cyberpunk on there talking about that, and I had warned back then that AI was going to take over a lot, and it was going to essentially, put a lot of people out of work. Low-level artists, people that do a lot of stuff, and it will, like it is replacing people pretty fast, and the ability that these developers and stuff have to utilize this stuff now is just growing every day. And so when Nvidia brings all of these AI features to the 50 series GPUs, it's not that it's not worth it. At the end of the day, like you look at the experience, okay? You have to look at it from an experience point of view. You can't look at it from performance anymore, my friends. You just can't. You are going to be stuck in the same mindset that you are right now, being upset about AMD and Nvidia bringing 8GB GPUs. We're at a point now where both DLSS and FSR4 can make 1080p look good still without costing you as much VRAM or as much performance as you normally once would lose with this type of a GPU. Now, you have to ask yourself, okay, you have every other reviewer out there legitimately going out of their way to destroy these cards to make them look their worst. And they do that with all cards. I'm telling you guys, like, the reason why I've been so happy and satisfied with PC gaming this generation is because my 5070 Ti and my 9070 XT have the features, and I have not found one game yet that I couldn't jump in day one, turn on the features, and absolutely enjoy. It's incredible. the experience that we get nowadays is absolutely freaking second to none from before. Like, tell me a generation, guys. And if you don't have a 9070 XT or 5000 series Nvidia GPU, you got to try these, okay? I think that we have crossed a line where, yes, there's always room to improve on the software side. Absolutely. I 100% agree with you. There's more optimization that developers could do to make things better. There's all of these things. And, you know, right now, okay, and this is me as a gamer talking about my experience. I'm not some high-paid, you know, reviewer that gets sent a whole bunch of stuff so I can just sit and review them and just be like, oh, I don't know about that, you know. Like, I have to literally use the tech and stuff that I buy for my experience. Like, I have to use it. Like the 5060 that I just bought, my 5070 Ti, is right here in my hand. Okay, it's in my hand, so I can't use this right now because it is not in my PC. So I essentially have to use the 5060 while it's in there. And taking that out when it is absolutely delivering an experience that is playable, that's good, and you know, if I was to like sit here and play on 4K all day and then jump on the 5060 and start playing at 1080p, absolutely, man. I'd be like, ooh, gosh, I absolutely probably would kind of tank the performance or tank the experience for me, for sure, because I would be used to seeing those crispy textures and that clarity and everything that 4K brings, and then going back down to a softer, much softer, less highly detailed image quality of 1080p. Like, I would absolutely be like, oh my gosh, this sucks compared to that. But when I wake up in the morning and I jump on the 5060 and I start playing games on the 5060 on the 1080p display, I am none the wiser. Like, I don't have that like in my head that like, oh my gosh, this could look better. No, my eyes get to adjust to that first. It's the same thing of going, if you wake up and you start playing 30 frames per second first, you're fine. You're gonna be okay playing 30 frames per second. But if you play 60 frames per second, then try to go to 30 frames, then it feels extremely jarring. And that's the same experience when it comes to resolution. You have to remember, before 4K was 1080p, and you're probably old enough to remember that those games still blew you away even at 1080p. And that was something that took me a little while to remember, my friends. I'm not even gonna lie. And forcing myself to test out these different technologies and these different screen resolutions has made it so that I'm in a much better position to talk to you about this. I mean, I'm pretty sure most reviewers are reviewing 1080p and everything else on a 4K display. Okay, like, it just makes it easier to just buy a 4K display and then play everything on there and just adjust the resolution, and whether it makes it look funny or weird or not, it just makes it easier to do that. But I have physical dedicated screens for 1440p, for 3440 by 1440p, 1080p, as well as 4K. So that gives me a unique window into how these games and how these resolutions and how they perform on these displays. Now, having the ability to utilize an OLED display at 1080p and still be able to get OLED colors with, you know, the better overall HDR experience that you can get from that, that makes a huge difference, my friends. That makes a massive difference in how you are able to perceive your video games on 1080p. Not everybody's going to have that ability to do that, but most people that got 1080p displays that would be thinking about this particular 5060 GPU, you're already comfortable with your resolution. And so is what I've been trying to do with this GPU is is show you from a point of view like, this is how I would be playing this game. That's why all of the videos that are coming out for 5060 are the Nvidia 5060 experience. Because that's what I'm trying to show you. It's not a benchmark, it's the experience. It's the experience that I'm getting, that I'm playing, that I'm enjoying, that I'm immersed in as I am testing this GPU for the community. Now, did I need that freaking 5060? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I have a 5070 Ti. This card is all you need. It's all you need. And, you know, I get a lot of people in the comment section, they're like, just buy a 5090. Just buy a 4090. And it's like, why? I can just turn on multi-frame generation and I have both of those cards right now. Right now. For a low cost of $1,000. $1,000. Okay? Like, I already have that. I already have that performance on tap. Would it be different if I had a 5090 that I still had to turn on frame generation, that I still had to turn on DLSS? Would it really outpace this GPU if I'm still having to use or utilize frame generation? Tell me what the benefit would be if I'm already getting a fast enough experience on this. It doesn't make any sense, my friends. Like, this GPU right here rivals every 90 class card that's ever come out in any generation with the simple ability to be able to flip on frame generation and utilize that. Now, if it wasn't as smooth and as good, I mean, it's not perfect. I'm going to be honest, like, frame generation's not perfect in every title, but it does enhance the experience significantly more than you would ever even realize. I mean, it would be super easy, okay? It would be super easy for me to just sit here and chime in and do the exact same and say the exact same thing everybody else does. It would it not? I mean, think about this for a moment. It would be significantly more easy for me to just parrot the same thing that everybody else says. But I personally would rather be like, look, man, this is the honest truth about it. We are being asked to pay significantly more money for these GPUs than we ever have, right? Like, we're being asked to pay more. So I would much rather review honestly the experience that these features bring to you, as opposed to having you not be happy gaming. Being mad about the cost of these GPUs at the expense of not being able to fully understand or utilize, you know, what these newer GPUs can do. I think that puts you at a disadvantage. I think that increases the possibility that you're going to continue to buy games and be mad at the games because they don't run right on the hardware that you already have. Knowing that each one of these games, like, guys, Star Wars Outlaws, with frame generation on, you can tell that game is tuned for frame generation because it is so smooth. And they can always find ways to increase or decrease latency for these technologies. Before this generation, okay, frame generation was okay. I mean, it made my screen smoother, and I was like, okay, whatever, it works when I want to use it, but it doesn't matter to me. You don't even understand, okay? You have to go back to my early 30 series days of Nvidia with all them damn stuttery games that I would experience, okay? Like, I've already showed you guys the experience that I was getting with Hogwarts Legacy on every single Nvidia GPU I ever bought, even this one, day one, getting that. But right when I turned on frame generation with this bad boy right here, this 5070 Ti, and all that damn stuttering shit went away, and it was a smooth, nice, fun experience, I was like, wait a minute, that was the game. That was the game that, like, legit made me start really looking at this from a different point of view, to like, hey man, maybe they're not ripping us off. Maybe Nvidia and AMD know that this technology is very good. Very good, and it's only going to get better, so that is going to cost them a shit ton of money in the future, because you're not going to need to upgrade nowhere near as much as you do right now. Everything going forward from these 50 series cards and from 9070 XT, those cards are going to have to earn their keep. They're going to have to earn their keep, because there's no, I mean, yeah, obviously they could lock updates to that technology behind new hardware. Obviously, because it's a transformer model, they could add significantly more transformers to the newer GPUs that would make them technologies run significantly better. So yeah, there are ways for them to continue to try to get us to buy more hardware, but at the same time, this hardware is very sufficient, and I've seen some incredible looking games running on the 9070 XT, performing very well with what's already in here. So when you guys look at it from an outdated perspective, that, oh my gosh, man, they're taking away all of our hardware and blah blah blah. Look, this card right here rivals 4080 Super in raw raster performance. Does it not? 9070 XT, does it not literally straddle the line in between 7900 XT and XTX and outright beat XTX in some games? Yes, it does. So is what you're saying to me is these two GPUs that are pretty much on par with last end high-end freaking GPUs that are now essentially the mid-range, okay, these are the mid-range. Obviously, you've seen the price of 5080. 5080 comes out with 24 gigs. You're going to see the price of that. It's going to be significantly higher. It's going to be higher, okay? All I'm saying, guys, with the 5060 is don't write it off. Just due to the fact that, like, that card is actually pretty damn performant. Like, it does share the same DNA as this 5070 Ti, and therefore it is possible for that to use the same freaking technologies that this GPU does. And so it absolutely enhances the experience of the games that I'm playing, especially if they have that damn annoying Nvidia stutter shit. It goes right away. It goes away. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me, man? It's gone. I'm like, gosh dang. Frame generation on the 9070 XT, absolutely freaking incredible. It gets rid of all that freaking micro stutter from both of these damn GPUs. It makes my game smoother. It gives me a better experience day one. I don't think we've ever had hardware that has been able to do that to an extent where it's like, my gosh, how often, I mean, like the only game that I'm legit having problems with, okay, right now is Oblivion. Oblivion has that freaking traversal stutter, and it still has some of that shader stutter and stuff like that. Like that one there definitely needs some patches to get worked out. But other than that, guys, every single thing I've played today has just been, and yesterday has been, absolutely freaking mind-blowing on a 5060. Okay, like it's been good. It's been solid. I'm getting games that are performing very well, offering the biggest gen-on-gen upgrade that we've ever seen. Like this thing right here with frame gen destroys a 4080 Super, absolutely obliterates it, makes it look like that card was absolute. Yeah, this is a very good performance. With that, it's so fun to use frame generation, my friends. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And when I hear people just sit here and come to the comments section and complain about that and complain about 8 gigs of VRAM, and it's like, look, man, you got 8 gigs of VRAM. You can legit play with high settings. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to hurt you. At all. Like it's not going to hurt you at all. And I sit here and I play these games and I look at them and I'm like, wow, these are still freaking beautiful works of art, and I'm absolutely enjoying them. So it's not going to hurt you. If you're somebody on the fence and you're thinking about upgrading, you got to do what's right for you. You got to spend your money where you want. But I can tell you honestly, if I can freaking enjoy a 5060 8GB GPU on the newest games that have just come out, and games that I absolutely love to play that do not even feature upscaling or frame generation, if I can enjoy those games, I'm pretty sure you can find a way. Okay, I am pretty bougie when it comes to stuff like that. And if I can find a way to enjoy those games on that GPU, I guarantee you're going to be able to. Like, why wouldn't you be able to? I get it that it's fun to come and parrot the stuff that all your best good favorite YouTubers say. But look, man, I'm here because I enjoy playing video games. I enjoy new technology. I really like it. And for me to sit here and take advantage of you by getting your cheap clicks by trashing this stuff, really, man? Really? You want me to do, really? Do you guys want me to do that? I mean, I struggle with myself every single day about this stuff. I do. I ask myself every day, like, why don't I just do what everybody else does and just rage bait click everybody, get a bunch of clicks, just feed into the whole, yeah, that stuff's expensive, and then sit here and play it. Turn off the camera, turn around, play my games and enjoy them, and then come back an hour later and make you hate this GPU again just because it costs a little bit more money than what it used to cost. And then turn right back around and start playing this GPU and having fun on that, or sitting here and bashing the 5060 and sitting here playing on it and enjoying it. Should I do that to you guys? Really? Should I do that to you guys? Should I go buy a 5090 and enjoy gaming and just throw that in your face all the time? Be like, oh yeah, those cards are trash because they don't got enough VRAM, or I don't know. Should I do that to you guys? I don't think I should. I think I should give you an honest opinion about the GPUs that I buy, because I'm buying these. They're mine. I'm utilizing them, and I'm finding a way to absolutely enjoy that GPU that I just spent my hard-earned money on. But yeah, I mean, I could have got a 4090 or 3090 or any of those GPUs, and I could have just lorded those over your head and told you that your 5070s or your 5060s or all those cards are just trash. Like, I could easily do that, you know, but I don't want to. I don't mind fighting a little bit harder battle. I don't mind fighting harder for every single person that subscribes to this channel, because guess what? You're going to get good content that's actually real, that's original, that's not just following the trend because everybody else is saying it, because everybody else, you know, I don't even think they believe it, to tell you the truth. I just think they get so sick of people, you know, in their comments and being mad about everything. You got to understand that 70%, 80% of the people that are buying GPUs these days are people that don't know much. They go and watch a YouTube video and then they feel screwed over, like I did with the 3080 10 gig and the 3060 Ti, because I wanted to play 4K, and you couldn't tell me that my $1,700 PC wasn't better than PS5 and blah blah blah. So I got mad. I got mad at the reviewers, and now I kind of understand why they probably are just like, yeah, it's just trash, it's just trash, because they don't want you coming back there and freaking out on them every time they review a product and tell you, yeah, it's good. Because guess what? If I would have just been smart back on the 3080 10 gig and used that GPU within the specs, you know, I think that I could have had a significantly better time. Like, that was my fault for not seeing that, like, oh yeah, these consoles have got more VRAM, we need more VRAM. That was my fault, mainly because I didn't really know any better and I didn't pay attention. But yes, I think that's why they do what they do, guys. This is an incredible GPU. 9070 XT is an incredible GPU. Freaking 5060 is an incredible GPU. And trust me, guys, if I can love a 5060, there's no way I couldn't love this bad boy. You know what I mean? So if you like this content, do not forget to like and subscribe. Have a good night. We'll see you in the next one.